This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Tuesday morning to everybody. Before I go crazy, and I do every day, and I tell everybody, you don't like it, don't listen. They say, Bob, you sound like a Donald Trump. I said, no, Donald Trump sounds like me. I've been going crazy, politically insane for 5 or 6 years. Again, he's only been doing it for 5 or 6 or 7 months. And I didn't do it as a shtick. I'm just going to tell you the way I feel. Because, see, I can. Because I'm an American, and this is America. And you guys can, too. And speaking, we always speak of politics. And someone said, Bob, why don't you not broach this subject today? And I said, no, I felt compelled to talk about this. When I fight these political rotten, no-count, good-for-nothing, lousy son of a bitches, I'm fighting them as politicians. I'm fighting them for them coming out in the community and hurting the community. I'm not fighting them personally. I've never fought anybody on the radio personally. It's always been a political situation, or it always evolves to a political situation. If someone wasn't in politics, if someone doesn't interject into the political arena, or if somebody doesn't attack me personally, I never give them hell, because we all have families to go home to. At the end of the day, nothing trumps our families. These politicians, they get out here, they get up into the political ring, and they don't want to get hit. Cassius Clay, Joe Louis, all the boxers, they won. They were champions. But I guarantee you, they got the hell beat out of them in that ring. And the only way they would have never got the hell beat out of them is to not get up in that boxing ring. And I say the same thing about politics. If you're thin-skinned, don't get involved. Yesterday we talked about the nasty article in the paper, the third truth about me. But see, my friend said, that pisses me off. And I told him yesterday, it doesn't piss me off. I expect to get hit. I've been hit so many times. That's why I'm goofy, because I'm goofy, but I've been hit enough times to make me goofier. But you expect that. I don't take that crap personally. I can deal with a political person one day and be all over him, and then the next day be his best supporter if he can convince me. Now, if he comes after my family, if he comes after your family, and you're my friend, then he's got a problem. Then it becomes personal. But I don't take anything personal out of this political crap, and that's what it is. It is political crap. And, I said yesterday, I'm running for state representative. It's not going to define me. I'm not a Rick Stone, a John Barasivic. John Barasivic, John read on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle. Barasivic, the chief judge, He'll make more money if he retires with his cost of living increase. He won't have to have his suits pressed. He won't have to get up early. He won't have to drive his own car. But see, that's what defines ignorant son of a bitches like him. Got to have that title, Chief Judge. Rick Stone. Got to have that title, Coroner. You know what? The only title I want is a decent human being. I don't have to be a state representative to define who I am. I don't have to be a congressman. I don't have to be a governor. Don't have to be any damn thing. Because as you notice, there's a lot more of us that don't have titles than do. And for these guys to latch on to these titles and just keep latching on whatever it takes, they don't give a damn. You think a stupid son of a bitch in politics after 30 years and nothing has changed, that he thinks he's going to change something? People don't get in politics, and it pisses me off. People say, I'm in the politics to serve my community. Well, if you are, run once, win, run twice, win, and get your ass out. We don't need, that's the problem, people. We have these career politicians, and these no good son of a bitches, all they care about is self-perpetuation. All they care about is getting reelected. They'll lie to me. They'll lie to you. Let me tell you one thing. I've been in prison. I know what it's like to make a mistake. So I've really got the experience to be a politician. Because these politicians, they don't know what it's like to be in prison. And they're going to continue to make mistakes. They're going to continue to be criminal. They're going to continue to do things that hurt their community and hurt you good people. I, on the other hand, I understand. I'm like a dog that you beat the hell out of, and you never should hit a dog. But hypothetically, you beat the hell out of me for pissing on the carpet. I ain't pissing on the carpet no more. I've had the hell beat out of me. Now these rotten bastards, and they're just as bad as me and you, because none of us are perfect. These rotten bastards just keep getting away with crap day after day after day, week after week after week. And it just gets worse. They get more blatant with what they do. They get more criminal in what they do. But one of these days, they're going to get caught. Unlike me, again, what better candidate? I've had my ass whipped for doing something wrong. I ain't doing it again. I understand. These son of a bitches apparently don't understand, because they've been doing this crap year after year. This culture of corruption in St. Clair County is tremendous. And everybody from Chicago to Cairo, Illinois, they know about St. Clair County. And it's not good. You can go all over this state. They can talk about St. Clair County, and they all, from Springfield to Chicago to Southern Illinois, about the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, about the Democratic control for all these years. And you see what the Democratic control has gotten us, don't you? In debt, can't pay our bills, laying off people all throughout St. Clair County. But to the point I'm trying to make, it's politics. It's not personal. So some people take it personal, but they shouldn't. And I'm saying this because I could have just not acknowledged this situation today, but I honestly felt compelled to pay respects and offer my condolences to the family of Janet Schmidt, the Belleville alder lady, who I beat the hell out of, politically, of course. You know, I've attacked her on several occasions, only because she was an elected official, only because she was out in the public eye. You know, I didn't support or agree with most of the things that she voted on or agreed with or who she was aligned with. But because she was an elected official, you know, I'm sure she was a very, very decent person in her personal and family life. I'm sure she was. See, I don't know about that, though, because all I was concerned about was her political life. You know, political people get attacked politically because they choose to get up in the political ring. Because politicians and politics should never be taken personally. I'm sure that Janet Schmidt was a great mother, a great wife. And I know she'll be extremely missed by her family and all of her friends. You know, Janet Schmidt passed last night. My friend this morning said, Bob, you know, you give her hell. I said, I never give her any personal hell. It was all political hell. And I'm sure, I've never met the lady personally, but I'm sure she was a nice lady. But when you get up in that political ring, you're going to get your ass beat. Not just Janet Schmidt, but Bob Romanik and everybody else. You know, I'm assuming that Janet really didn't like me because of my political attacks on her, and I understand that. I feel her family's pain and great loss. And I mean that sincerely. I could have let this go. Didn't want to let it go. And I sincerely want to send my deepest condolences and sympathy for the loss of their dear loved one. And I know she was loved by her family. She was loved by her friends. Now, I don't know if she was loved in that sense of the word by her political enemies, but that's what politics are all about. I tell all of yous out there, if you get involved in politics, don't ever take it personal, because it's not a personal thing. Always remember, nothing ever trumps death in our lives. Politics at a time like this should always be set aside for the real serious things in life, and death is one of the most serious. Again, my sincere condolences to the Schmidt family for their tremendous loss. And it is a tremendous loss every time somebody passes. My son passed. You never should bury your son, but you know what? You never want to bury your mother, your father, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your aunt. You don't want to bury your animals, your pets. But, you know, it's just part of life. And you just got to get through it. But I was not going to not acknowledge the passing last night of Janet Schmidt. I'm sure a wonderful lady. Didn't agree with her politically, and I'm not a hypocrite. I'll tell you that now. I didn't agree with her politically. I didn't know her personally. Maybe if I'd have got to know her personally, I would have known she was a tremendously nice lady loved by her family. But to be honest, if I would have known her personally and she still would have been in the political arena, I would have had to come after her. I'd had to come after her, not personally, but politically. But for all you that don't know, and the good people of Belleville, my sincere condolences again to the family of Janet Schmidt, the Belleville Alder lady who passed last night. And, you know, I can't say much more, because death is something that no matter what you say to somebody, not going to make a difference. Not going to make a difference at all. Half the time, people will give me their sympathy and condolences. I didn't even hear them, because my mind was someplace else. And I'm sure the Schmidt family feels the same way. So, again, my condolences. And we want to have a moment of silence for our Belleville alderperson, Janet Schmidt, at this time. Janet Schmidt, sincerely, I hope you rest in peace. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this message. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Well, we're going to go ahead and take care of some of our housekeeping, and then we're going to go back to the crazy world of politics. And we as Americans, we eat, breathe, and sleep politics, and that's just the way it is. There's either politics in the church, politics at the coffee shops, politics at the schools, and we're going to talk about some political crap apparently going on at the MG school with a family friend of ours, and we'll get to that momentarily. American Legion Post, 1255, 201 Eiler Road in Belleville. We'll be hosting their meat shoot Sunday, December the 6th. All proceeds from this event will go to the St. Louis USO. Shoot starts at noon. They're going to have cake raffles, free food. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact 538-5445. Sereno School, December the 5th, Saturday, from 3 to 7 p.m., family-style dinner. You can call 217-272-4111. And again, I'd like to thank the principal at Sereno Elementary School, Bill Carpenter, for that information. I hope everybody in Bond County, I know we have a lot of listeners. Happy holidays to you guys, too. Santa is coming to Freeburg. The Freeburg Masonic Lodge, located at 205 West High Street in Freeburg, having a Come Meet Santa Claus on Sunday, December the 6th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You're going to have a free picture taken with Santa. They're going to have gifts, hot dogs, chips, nachos, cookies in the works. Everyone, not just from Freeburg. Eric Zimmerman and the good people in Freeburg are saying everyone's invited. Eric Zimmerman's also the president of A&E Truck Center and in Freeburg, I would assume. And so Eric and all the good people, you Masonic guys in Freeburg, thank you very much for what you're doing. December the 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Winter Wonderland Vendors and Craft Fair. Scottish Rite Building, located at 1549 Scott Frank Parkway in Belleville. Benefits the Child's Dyslexia Center. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact You can contact the good people at 618-791-8275, Sabrina Jackson. National Day of Remembrance for Mothers for Mad. Candlelight Vigil, the 2015 Candlelight Vigil, will be held at the Lakeview Memorial Gardens, 5000 North Illinois. Any questions or concerns? 217-741-4102. The Mighty Midgets Spirit Wear Sale. You guys know all about the great Mighty Midgets from Freeburg who stood their own, I have to make a joke, who stood small instead of standing tall, stood small and fought the midgets from all over the country, I guess. I didn't want to go there because it just pisses me off that somebody would come into a nice town like Freeburg and try to disrupt their high school, their mascot, for apparently no reason. But the Midget Athletic Boosters Club will be having their Christmas sale on Saturday, December the 5th, from 8 a.m. to noon in the Freeburg High School cafeteria. They'll be selling jackets, blankets, pullovers, T-shirts, hoodies. If you can make it out there, you guys need to go to Freeburg. Great little town. Go out there and get you a Mighty Midget souvenir, because the midgets of Freeburg are mighty. Namioki, my good friend Tammy Hanfelter, the Namioki Township Supervisor. They're having a drop-off for the senior food drive for the senior citizens of Namioki Township. That's up around Pontoon Beach, Granite City. They're asking for everybody's help. says, please donate any non-perishable food item to one of our drop-off locations by December 11th. Holiday food baskets will be delivered to our senior citizens of Namioki Township on December the 12th. The two drop-off locations, because one's no longer there, is the Namioki Township Assessor's Office, located at Highway 162 in Granite City, or the Pontoon Beach Village Hall, located at Route 111 in Pontoon Beach. Tammy Hanfelter, the Namioki Township Supervisor, you can reach her at 618-931-5688. Coming up Sunday, December the 6th, from 12 to 3 p.m., it's a Mid-America Horse Rescue event. It's Scone, wherever the heck where Scone's at. Let's see, I'm a volunteer for Horse Rescue. There's a fundraiser at the Mid-America Horse Rescue on Sunday, December 6th at the Scone Boutique, located at number 30 The Boulevard in St. Louis. It says, please help get the word out. And Cheryl, we will get the word out. I wish you had a telephone number, but you don't. 51st Annual Moose House at the Caseyville Community Building, located at 909 South Main Street. 2 days, this Friday, December the 4th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and this Saturday, December the 5th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's Mouse House gifts available, pictures with Santa. It's sponsored by the Caseyville Fire Auxiliary. On this date, December the 1st, World's AIDS Day. That was meant to focus attention on the fight against AIDS. On this date, December the 1st, 1835, the first book of fairy tales, published by Hans Christian Andersen. It must have been about the St. Clair County politicians, because, they're fairies with tails. Rats have tails, don't they? So there you go. Fairies with tails. No good son of a bitches. On this date, December the 1st, 1878, the first telephone was installed in the White House. On this date, December the 1st, 1903, the first Western movie, The Great Train Robbery, was released. On this date, December the 1st, 1913, the continuous moving assembly line was introduced by Ford, a car made every 2 minutes, 37 seconds. On this date, December the 1st, 1913, the first drive-in automobile service station opened in Pennsylvania. On this date, December the 1st, 1929, the game of bingo was invented by Edward Lowe. On this date, December the 1st, 1969, the U.S. government held its first draft lottery since World War II. Hold on. Don't rush me. When you get old, you can't move your hands. This damn paper, they need to make paper so when you touch it, it sticks to your damn hands. On this date, December the 1st, 2001, Trans World Airlines, TWA, their last flight service ended as Captain Bill Compton landed Flight 220 in St. Louis. The airline was then purchased by American Airlines. That's what happened on this date, December the 1st, throughout all these years in our world's history. Hey, I want to thank everybody. I've got so many emails, calls, texts, faxes after yesterday's episode, and I've had many people say, Bob, we've been put in that same position with the Belleville News slime of crap. Half-truths, third of truths, no truth. That's what they're good for. And I tried to call Brad Weinstein again, and he's not accepting my calls. I don't think he appreciated me exposing him. But again, I want to tell all the people that have called with all the support, thank you. You guys, it's very humbling when there's a situation and people will call you and email you and text you and support you. So, and you guys don't have to, but, I don't think it's so much me. It's just a situation. We've all been put in a situation we didn't want to get into. We've all been put in a situation where this Slimocrat, and it is a piece of crap. I'm going to quit wiping my ass with it. It's not good enough to wipe my ass with. But these no good son of a bitches, they're going to tell half-truths on everybody. And I'm not the only one, and I'm not going to be the last one. So one of these days, I think I'm going to go out and pick at the News Democrat. If they're going to be a newspaper, they ought to print the news. We call it the Belleville Lie Democrat, because they ain't printing the truth. And they ain't printing the truth. They ain't printing the news. They're printing lies. The Belleville Lie Democrat. You no good son of a bitches don't get me going, and I won't get there. So anyway, thank you guys very much. Here's a nice lady, Marianne. She doesn't live in my district. Wish she did. Might move to my district just to vote for me. Hey, what the hell? You do more for the citizens year-round, not just at Christmas or election time. And you use your money, not donations or bribe money that the politicians use. I listen every day. Carry on the good work. Mary and all you guys, thank you very much. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. You can like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can also hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. And also now, every Monday through Friday, broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift for the good workers and all the people who work midnights. And we want to salute you guys, especially the police officers and first responders. I had something in the paper, and it is kind of funny whenever my son passed. And, you never get over it, but you get feeling a little bit better. I asked for, in lieu of flowers, hug your children. And I meant that. This Richard Buckman from Evansville, Indiana, he says, and this is his obituary, and nothing funny about death, but he puts in there, in lieu of flowers, and this is legit, in lieu of flowers, please do not vote for Hillary. So this guy must have really, even in death, hated Hillary Clinton. So it's a little fun. Death's never funny, so don't think I'm ever making fun of death. It's not funny. I gotta say, there's an article in the paper today that board deciding fate on longtime teacher. And I'll give you this disclaimer. The Watkins family are great friends of mine. Dennis, Big John. Didn't know Jimmy and don't know Jimmy as well, but I know he's an honorable guy. Apparently last night, the MG school, for whatever reason, the school board fired Jim Watkins. And it says, Watkins faces an unspecific school-related accusation. Watkins is a 30-year veteran of MG Junior High School. He had over 700 supporters out for him last night. And then someone called me today and said that they eventually fired Jimmy Watkins. And it says here, of course, hey, I'm quoting this crap out of the News Democrat, so you don't know what the hell went on. I mean, he could have got an honor for saving somebody's life, and they got it all screwed up. Hey, and by the way, Brad Weinstein, you Jewish-sounding name son of a bitch, give me a call, will you? And I love Jewish people, and I love Arabs. But the Arabs, they did something nice. They invented Slurpees, and it's the 7-Elevens. I just love the Slurpees. But anyway, I don't know if I can take even a third of this as the truth. But it says rumors abound concerning the accusation. I don't want to see rumors or hear rumors. I want to know what the hell went on. If they're going to fire a guy after 30 years with an unblemished record, something ain't right. Something's not right. But they said last night that the MG school board, Harmony School Board, fired Jim Watkins. I talked to someone at breakfast, and they said, Bob, watch out. I said, watch out. Because, you may have voters. You may have voters. And you may piss some off in the Harmony School District. And that pissed me off. I'm going to say what I got to say. Do you think I'm going to pander for somebody just because I can get a vote? That's what these bastards do. And I'm never am I going to be what I hate. A big shot politician. Never am I going to be what I hate. Someone who will lie, who'll do whatever they have to do to get elected. Oh, I'm for you. I'm going to do this for you. All I can do for you, if I'm elected state representative, is go to Springfield and fight these son of a bitches, both Democrat and Republican. I said yesterday, and someone last night, Bob, if you're running with the Republicans, you better not say that. I'll say it once, twice, 1,000 times. If there's something that's good for the people of the 114th legislative district for this great state of Illinois, and I represent them in Springfield, I will go to them and ask them how they want me to vote. Isn't that novel? It is, but it shouldn't be. That's what every political leader should do. And if it's something that Governor Rauner has brought to the table, and my bosses, the people that sent me to Springfield, if they want me to vote for it, I'm voting yay. If they want me to vote against it, I'm voting nay. Same way with that idiot up there, Mike Madigan, the Democratic leader of the House who's been around forever, and they tell me they've got my petition and they're going over it like I was a spy because they're concerned about Bob Romanik because they know I'm nobody's puppet. But if Madigan has something, introducing some legislation, and it's good for the 114th district of this once great state of Illinois, I'm voting for Madigan. And I'll hear Democrats and Republicans, you can't say that. Well, I just did. I am not voting party lines. I'm voting for what the people of my district tell me to vote for. And again, how novel is that? We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Well, I tell you, last night, just before they went into closed session, I and a couple people went up and we talked to the school board president after the meeting was over. And he had said, well, we still don't have all the facts. Well, you know, if you still don't have all the facts and you're going into closed session, it sounded like they had a predetermined motive.
Yeah, hey, I would ask, and I would think, why would they have a hearing at all until they have all the facts?
Exactly.
Were you at the meeting last night?
I sure was, and I was really proud that there was over 700 people there and 3 news trucks because it definitely needed to be covered.
Yeah, they tell me they took it out of the boardroom and had to take it to the gym because there were so many people in support of James Watkins.
Yeah, they were pulling out extra chairs on the sides, and I probably talked to 20, 30 people that said they couldn't make it because of the rain. There probably been another 500 people showed up if people in advance had known about it.
Hell, I'll tell you what, if I'd have known there's that many people, I wouldn't have worried about shaking hands for politics. I'd have put up a hot dog cart. Hell, I could have made a fortune last night. But hey, sir, I appreciate the call. But and Jimmy Watkins is a friend of mine, the Watkins family. And see, I got to say, same way with my situation back 20 years ago. If you're my friend, you're my friend. If you do something wrong, I may say, hey, you did something wrong, but I'll stand beside you because you're my friend. And if that's wrong, then I'm just a no good, wrong son of a bitch, but I'm going to remain a no good, wrong son of a bitch. Rick, what do you think? Yeah, he's gone. I ran him off. But let's go to a sideline here. If you're my friend and you kill somebody, I'm going to say, you stupid son of a bitch. You're wrong. But you're still my friend. You know, I don't understand if somebody's truly your friend. I'll give you an example. Jay Hoffman, the state representative who carpetbagged to the 113th district. He's running against Catherine Ryoko. He was Blagovich's best friend when Blagovich was the mayor, was the governor. Blagovich gave Jay Hoffman so many jobs, job after job, to give his people from the state and all over. They were roommates together. Now, Blagovich gets impeached. Here's Hoffman, his best friend, who's behind him in every picture, shaking his hand, hanging out with him. When Blagovich gets impeached, Hoffman goes up there and votes to impeach him. Now, I swear, I would have drove up there and said, hey, you're going to have to arrest me, fire me, unelect me, but Blagovich is my friend, and even if he's done wrong, I would not vote. And if that hurts me in the election, don't give a damn. I would not vote to hurt a friend. Now, I had the guts to say that, but if I didn't have the guts to say that, and Hoffman didn't, I'd have wrapped my car, and not kill me, but I'd have hit a telephone pole and went to the hospital that day. I would have went up there and said what I said. Some people maybe didn't want to do that. They could have wrecked their car and went to the hospital. But you don't go up. You don't go up and put a knife in your friend's back. You say, don't elect me ever again. I would not do that today, tomorrow. I didn't do it to my friends 20 years ago, and I wouldn't do it. That's what real friendship's about. You know what? If your family member gets caught on videotape killing somebody, you know what? You're going to know he was wrong, and you're going to tell him he was wrong. But you're still going to be there for him, because that's what true friends, true family, true people, that's what they do. But so many of these son of a bitches eat their own. They'll go south on you in a minute. And for those bastards, I say, I've got something. Well, we'll clean it up today. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ, 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot. I had someone yesterday say, Romanik, and please, my friends, quit telling me this. You better slow down. You can't say you kicked somebody's teeth out. And I said, wait, and listen, here, I said it yesterday. I say it again today. That Chicago policeman in the paper that some idiot got up in his face and said, shoot me 16 times. I wouldn't have shot him. I'd have knocked 16 teeth out. I'm going to tell you, good people and bad people, I support our professional law enforcement. I don't support the few bums with the badges, the guy there in Chicago that shot this guy 16 times. But then you get the protesters, the idiots, both black and white. There's enough idiocy to go around any race. Let's throw in the Mexicans, too, might as well. I like their tacos, though, so let's don't be totally pissed at them. But what the hell? What the hell? These idiot protesters are going to go to downtown Chicago during the busiest shopping day and going to hurt the businesses, going to hurt the shoppers. They had nothing to do with this crap. And the guy that did the killing, and to me it appears he just killed a guy in cold blood. He deserves to go to jail for life if he's found guilty in a court of law, because this is America. You are innocent till proven guilty. And I know some people don't like that, but if it was their family member, they'd want justice, and justice is what it is, justice. You don't throw somebody under the bus just because you don't like them, just because they're your enemy. Give them the opportunity to be tried in a court of law like you would want you and your family. But anyway, here's politically correct for Bob Romanik, because I don't want to lose a vote. If I'm a police officer and somebody comes up to me and gets in my face for no reason, I'm going to kick the crap out of him. Now, if that costs me some votes down the road, then you know what? Take the votes and shove them up your behind, because I don't care. I'm supportive of this great country, and this great country was built on laws, and we have to follow the laws, whether we like them or not. And if we don't like them, we get ignorant some bitches like me to go to Springfield, go to Washington, and change them, because the politicians can make you a criminal. You heard me yesterday. I put people in jail for 5 years for marijuana. Now, all of a sudden, it's legal. They're making money off of it. I get tied up in a situation 20 years ago because of these gambling machines, and I don't gamble. My friends had the situations. I just wouldn't back off my friends. But now, all of a sudden, all of a sudden the same thing that was going to destroy this country and made everybody criminals, store owners, tavern owners became felons because they had a poker machine in. Now all of a sudden the politicians say, hey, we need the money, so it ain't against the law. But anyway, it pisses me off. Roger Cook just stepped in again. And Roger, I'm glad you did, because I know you're keeping up on this. You are a candidate against Mark. I'll say Mark Kern. I know if I say Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, you'll cringe a little bit. And you're a decent, honorable man, so I won't say that out of respect for you. But Roger's everybody, always before. One Republican may file, two. Most of the time, these Democrats never have any opposition, but the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition uniting with the Republican Party, I'll tell you what, there's going to be hell to pay for these Democrats.
Yes, there is, Bob. But before we get into that, I can't get away from the law enforcement, the firefighters. They're sworn to serve and protect us. What a wonderful job. We talked a little bit in that short segment yesterday about it, and I urge everybody, this is a tough, tough job today. When I was a police officer, it was so much easier because the people respected law enforcement, firefighters who put their lives on the line every day. Go out and thank them. Let's support our law enforcement, because without them, we'd have anarchy in this country. And it is a tough, tough job because we've got political leaders that are making political statements for their betterment instead of what's right for the people.
That's right.
So I can't get away from this. Thank a police officer, thank a firefighter, thank the military, because these guys are the ones that serve and protect us and keep our children safe, our community safe.
Yeah.
So with saying that, we're also fighting a fight politically here in St. Clair County.
Can I ask you a question? You got the picture in the paper. Are you ready for a Cook-Kern sequel? It's not going to be a sequel because you're going to have the backing. The people have found out what Kern's about. I mean, he okey-fadoked, and they bought the election whenever you ran for mayor, where he ran against you for mayor when you were the mayor of Belleville. But I got to ask, that's a nice-looking picture, but can you do me one favor?
Yes, sir.
Can you get that high school picture out of the paper and that's a good-looking guy, so who the hell is that? No, I'm just kidding, Roger, but this democratic culture of corruption, they're mad at me. They're mad at you. We've exposed them for the last year and a half, and we've got another year. And I think all the good people, I've had people all throughout the county say, Bob, I hope the outer county people aren't apathetic, because if they come out and vote, no matter how many votes are stolen down in East St. Louis, this culture of corruption is going to be destroyed. And I've talked to Democrats, Roger, who are going to cross over because they can't take this after 20, 30, 40 years.
As you well know, I've spent a lot of time along with Carl working for the past year, exposing fraud, exposing what they do. And in the last election, they manufactured votes at the end to steal the election, and that's common. But we're not going to take it no more. We've done a lot of work. We've forwarded investigations to the appellate prosecutor in the state of Illinois, to Brendan Kelly. And we are much wiser this time. We brought a lot of people that are fed up in the county, Democrats, independents, and Republicans together. We're going to come out en masse. We're going to work hard and educate the people on this, educate the governor, our federal elected officials, and we want help. And we're going to win this time, and we're going to bring government back to we, the people, instead of a machine.
Yeah. We've talked about that, Roger, and we've got another whole year for the election, but it's going to be a federal election. The federal authorities are going to be down. I know you guys have asked Rauner and his people to come down. I know you've reached out to Congressman Boss, because I've talked to people, not anymore, because they do listen to the radio show and they know what it's about now. I'm crazy, but I'll explain the underbelly of all this political crap in St. Clair County. They know what's going on. And when people in the outer county used to say, well, I don't care, that's it down in East St. Louis. I say if it's an East St. Louis election, then you don't care because that's their election. But whenever there's a federal, state, county election, everybody in this county ought to care, because when they steal some votes now, and there's some great people down in East St. Louis, and there's some thieves. Of course, there's thieves all over this county, black, white, men and women, Democrats and Republicans. But when they steal votes and manufacture votes down in East St. Louis, It hurts the people in St. Laborie, the people in Millstadt, the people in O'Fallon, Lebanon. It hurts everybody, and I think people are starting to understand.
Look, I spent a lot of time, met a lot of wonderful people in East St. Louis, Allerton, Cahokia, and it's not the people. It's the precinct committeemen that are in those polling places that force people or pay people to vote. And if they don't do as they're said, they're going to get it. And they know that. It's pressure. And then at the end of the day, when they don't have enough votes, they send out the poll watchers, the election judges, and they manufacture votes afterwards. We're going to stop it this time.
You know, always below the hill, before the election, the school district, they'd hire 75 people. And then a month later, after the election, they'd lay them off. Everybody knew that. But at this point, it's a whole different dynamics because they're not going to be able to hire anybody for this next election. They're laying people off. They're laying policemen off in East St. Louis. They're laying firemen off in East St. Louis. The teachers got a bad rap by Greenwood down there. And it's not going to be business as usual in 2016. And I think it will be the perfect storm. And I think we will get rid of the culture of corruption in St. Clair County.
I'm confident. I'm confident that people are fed up. The last election has got people on fire. They have not forgot it. And we're going to work hard. And we've got a great ticket that we put together of qualified people that are going to go in there and represent what's best for the people, not a machine, not a party, but they're going to vote, just as you said in your other segment, that you're going to vote for what's best for your people, not anybody else. Yeah. And that's what government, that's what our founders set forth for us. It's one vote, one person, the majority rules, and we can bring honest, open government back to St. Clair County. We can get this debt off our back and quit taxing people out of this county. Because there's many people that I know that have left here, and they go to Texas, they go to Tennessee, they have a $250,000 house. Instead of paying $8,000 a year in taxes, they pay $500. This is crazy. We're one of the highest taxed counties in the country, and we got to stop that.
And we are going to stop it. Mr. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and also the Republican candidate for county board chairman. And I kind of hate to say that. And Roger, thank you very much. I hate to say Republican candidate, Democratic candidate. At the local election, don't let that R or that D or that I for independent behind somebody's name cause you to vote for them. Vote the person, not the party. Vote the person who's going to do best for you. You wouldn't put Uncle Joe, drunk Uncle Joe, as a pilot on the plane that your family's on if he wasn't qualified. You're not going to take Uncle Joe and put him in that pilot seat just because he's a relative. And don't put these Democrats in office just because there's a D behind their name, because it's not going to make any difference. Let's vote. Let's continue to think and vote the person, not the party. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow and we'll continue, but I feel compelled. I want to go out today, not going crazy, but once again, offering my sincere condolences to the family and friends of Janet Schmidt. She's the alder lady from Belleville who passed away last night. And even though I fought with her politically, I'm sure she was an honorable, decent lady in her personal life. And I do, again, our condolences to the entire Schmidt family and Janet Schmidt. We sincerely hope you rest in peace.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
your First Amendment and all-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.